Hi everyone. Today is the 4th of June of 2024 and yesterday I started playing what is my favourite game of all time, Azure Dreams. Look at that. So I figured what I would do is I'd make a little video just going through my little situation. I mean, I've just started. As you can see, there's the two that I've been in the tower twice, although only one of them was a real proper run of the tower. I thought I would just spend a bit of time not explaining all the mechanics or anything like that, but just explaining my situation and maybe explaining some of the mechanics as I go. Because the story behind this is that I got this game. Honestly, I don't remember what the situation was. I just remember I woke up and it turned out like, oh, we've got some more games. And this is one of them. And this would have been early 2000 that I got this game. But yeah, I've been in the tower once properly. And here are my current set of items. Quite lucky in a sense that I managed to get a gold sword and a diamond shield first time. I'm just going to show like the stats of my familiar. So my main one, who I always pronounce that CUNY. Yeah, main thing to point out there is the 101 MP, because familiars, well, almost every familiar doesn't gain MP as they level up. I think the ultimate familiar is the only exception to that. But oh, I don't want Pull&Per in my team. But yeah, but you get a free Pull&Per at the beginning. Your first run through the tower, you get a free Pull&Per egg as part of the tutorial. If you manage to get out of the tower, that's your Pull&Per. 41 MP again because I fed it a pitta fruit. I don't know why, I didn't use my blue sand when I was in the tower last. So basically, when you go into the tower, you can bring in 5 items. You can hold 20 items at once, but you can bring 5 items in with you. And Wreath here can hold items in your safe based on how big your house is. So let's have a look at what's in my safe here. I've got a water ball with 5 charges and a wind crystal. And you can hold, I think you can hold 20 in there in the first house. But she'll give you a free pitta fruit at the start of every journey. So yeah, I was quite lucky finding a gold sword and diamond shield on my first visit because they are the easiest equipment to train up because they are unaffected by rust traps. A rust trap will -1 to its power. Whereas, say, like a red sand will increase the sword's power by 1, and a blue sand will increase the shield's power by 1, and then you've got white sand, which will increase the amount of charges that a ball has. But there's loads of different items. I'm not going to go through them all. But I'm just going to say, like, I brought a blue sand in with me because I don't know why I didn't use it, but let's use it now. Yes, it's now diamond shield +1. Yeah, so the gold sword and the diamond shield, I was very lucky to find them on my first journey through, because if you can keep them, that's amazing, because they don't go down with rust traps. Usually what would happen is, if you step on a rust trap, whatever you've got equipped, like a sword or a shield, it will get a -1 added to it if you've got it equipped. So the only way you could really increase the power of a sword without the unrustability property is that you'd have to take it off and not use it whilst you're exploring, or just get lucky and not run into the traps. Oh man, it's doing this loading up thing a lot. I'm not keen on that. It's because I run RetroArch on an external hard drive. I think what it's doing, I think the reason it's doing it now is because it's calculating like whether certain achievements are active, or like, I don't know, like see the bottom, there's like the item in the bottom right corner, that means that there's an achievement that's currently ongoing. I mean, I'm not going to get it. But anyway, yeah, so like a pit of food, for example, food for familiar recovers MP by 50. Now they need MP to do everything from walking to standing still to attacking, and obviously the more active things they do, the more MP it costs. But a little trick is that if you give a pit of fruit, whilst their MP is at max, their MP increases by 1. So that's one way of increasing it. I like to carry CUNY because, oh, for goodness sake, it's not usually this bad. Don't know why it's doing it now. I wonder if it's to do with the recording. But this is particularly a lot more egregious than normally. Yeah. So the reason why I'm attacking with a fire attack that CUNY's powering up there is because I have CUNY set to, where is it, AI 3. So the lower the AI, the less it does, the less they do. And the higher, it like, as you can see, these two here is like they attack the enemies. And for 3, back up with magic. I mean, you can individually command them to do these things. Oh, need to lift CUNY up. The reason I lift CUNY up is to so that he doesn't waste his MP by moving around. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these things you can do. Copper sword, Rome herb. I think that cures frog status, is that right? Oh no, enables eyesight. Okay. Well, that's alright. Yeah, so if you step on a blind trap or you encounter a, what is it that blinds you, a unicorn? Then you can eat the Rome herb and it will it'll cure the blindness. Also, it's better to attack from a higher position. If you're on like a higher ledge, you'll do more damage. I tell you what, this game is like I said, it is my #1 favourite game. I played it and I really enjoyed it back in the early 2000s. It was very shortly before I discovered Final Fantasy VIII, and then when I got that was my main thing. But all things considered, when I come back to this game, I'm always finding like new things. Okay, so there's a sand, so that's going to be either red, white, or blue. Red. Okay then. Just use that to power up the sword. There is another weapon that can increase in level through the red sand. That is the trained wand. Now wands usually don't like they're not able to be buffed up by sands, but the trained wand is. In fact, that's the main feature of it. That's like why it's a trained wand. That it could be trained up. What usually distinguishes wands from swords, aside from that, is that wands usually have some extra property to them, some magical property. So maybe like an elemental property, or it could be an elemental property, or it could be like drain some life or something. But yeah. The first floor is always randomized in one of 3, I think it's 3 different arrangements, and then the second, aside from the first visit, the second floor always has this one particular arrangement. It's like a story floor where story things can happen. But unless it's the first time, unless it's your first time in the dungeon, then in which case it's just like a regular floor. Oh, selfie. Usually you find Gosh here. Well, you sometimes find Gosh in here, and if you say that certain things to him, he'll challenge you to a duel. And if you win, he'll give you a medicinal herb. And sometimes a wind crystal. Medicinal herbs basically heal, but also like bitter fruits. If you use it on someone with their HP at max, it will increase their max HP by 1. Yeah, but the rest of it is just sort of the rest of it is very like very roguelike style. Right, my health seeds, they speed you up. The seeds, different item types do have a general different effect. They're not always necessarily the same, but the different item types usually have like a theme. So seeds are often used to like do permanent changes. So sometimes it's adds a stat permanently, like a Shamuro seed will increase defense. Whereas like a Shamuro herb will recover any defense that's been damaged. Right, oh, what are you? A binding ball. Right. So the binding, the balls, the weapons, the equipment, the balls and the eggs, as you can see here, their name is in green. That means there's information that is unrevealed. So if I was to equip the copper sword, it would then change the name to white, and it would reveal the information. Of course, I don't want to equip it because one of the things it could have is it could be cursed, and if it's cursed, then that means it's got -1, and you can't unequip it whilst in the dungeon. It does sell for more though when you get out. I was talking before about like things with like inherent properties. Like you can get a dark sword, which is it's very powerful, but its downside is that it's got a 100% chance of being right, okay. It's got a 100% chance of being cursed. But see, like I'm on top of the pitter fruit here, so I can choose at hand and choose pitter fruit and pick up and put in the bag. And I can't use that to increase his max MP now because obviously he's had to move around and stuff. The reason you don't want to go up the elevator as soon as you can is because as you go up the tower, enemies get stronger, obviously. So it helps to grind out a bit first. Oh, there's Cyclone. It helps to grind out a bit first because Cole, the main character, he resets to level 1 every time you re-enter the tower. And we have a red sand, okay. Yeah, so my goal is basically to maintain this sword and shield for as long as I possibly can. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, so, fireball. So, like I was saying about the unavailable information, with the magic balls, the hidden information is how many charges it has. So when you use it, it will do its thing if it has any charges left. But if it doesn't have any charges left, you'll just use up your turn. So you could have that your inventory, use it, and then for it to not have any charge yet, and then it just won't work. But you can reveal information by using some truth specs, if you find any truth specs, or if you leave the tower, then all information is revealed. Similar with eggs. I think it's pretty obvious what information to be missing with the eggs. It's what monster lies inside. And there may be a situation where you want to. Maybe a situation where. Oh, come on now. There may be a situation where you want to hatch an egg inside the tower, although I wouldn't normally recommend it. Because if you hatch an egg inside the tower, it will start at a high level based on what floor you're on, I think, or it might be what floor you're on or what level core is. But it also means that when you leave the tower, that familiar is gone. Whereas if you hatch it in your house, then hold on. Okay, so I've pretty much explored this whole level. If it's in your house, then it'll start at level 1, but it will stay with you. Okay. Right, Cuny, you got the way. A lot of the commands that you can do, like a lot of the little actions, it takes a bit of time to get used to, but a lot of it is done through combination of buttons. So for example, you hold triangle, that's how you turn around without moving. If you hold triangle and press, hold on, no, if you hold circle and press, hold on, hold triangle. Yeah, hold circle and press X. No, see, I'm having to think about it now that I'm mentioning it. Hold circle and press X is how you pick up the item that's in front of you. Most familiars, by the way, can't be lifted. It is only a certain set of them that can, because some of them are too heavy. Right. Okay. Getting a bit surrounded here. I should point out that there are 3 different elements, and I mean they're called genus. So, but there's 3 of them. Oh dear, sled. Oh, they're attacking Cuny. Right. So there's fire, wind, and water, and generally speaking, it's you know, it's like it's a rock paper scissors thing. So rock it. 2. Yeah, rock has rock, fire. I think rock paper scissors. Fire beats wind, wind beats water, water beats fire. But as for the magic attacks, so say like Cuny that has Brid, the fire attacks are purely damage based, whereas the wind ones are purely status, and the white water, the white, getting turns mixed up, thinking of magic. The blue, not the blue, the water. The water spells are healing, although there is one that can create an ice block, and there's some like protection ones as well. Right, see, here's a trap on the floor that's been revealed. I think this is a reversal trap. I'm going to activate it. Yeah, reversal, so this will turn everything upside down. So kind of like, yeah, just changed that for a bit. Yeah, okay. Crystals is going to be, crystals are very good. Crystal is either going to be wind, fire, or water. Wind is the most common, and you need those. Hold on, wind crystal. Yeah, you need a wind crystal to be able to get out. Lightsteed will turn something into a fire type. Oh, see. What type is that? Is that a blind trap? Oh, a sleep trap. I didn't activate. It's going. I shouldn't sing. It's going to be so far out of sync. Okay. Yeah. See, cyclones are wind, so my fire. That the fire attacks do better against the wind types, but it should be noted that magical attacks that cost a lot of MP. So I could get Cuny to use Brid if I wanted to. That would cost a lot of MP to use. But in those circumstances, the actual raw power of that attack. See, like sled here. Like, oh, Cuny, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, the pure raw power of the raw power of the attack itself. Trumps elemental effects. It's like if you're against a water enemy, like, yeah, using bridge is going to not do as much damage as it would against a wind enemy, but it's going to do a lot of damage anyway, just because it's magic and it costs a lot of MP to use. Okay. Yeah, and you do heal as you move around as well, as turns pass. Right. Oh, CUNY. Man. Oh. I've got a Ruim. Oh, hold on. Because he's blind, the game is registering it as him being lost. Like, because he's not following me, I can't, like, the order to give him the food, the herb, isn't available. So I basically have to, like, hold it in my hand and throw it at him. Oh, here we go. Right. What you doing, game? Right. And CUNY's leveled up. I mean, there is a lot to talk about. Like I was mentioning, like changing the genus of a monster by giving them a seed. So CUNY is naturally fire. Ugh. Tell you what, you go there. CUNY is naturally fire. And you can tell, okay, so for example, as you can see Brid, the name Brid is in a brownish box. Hold on, what's going on with my phone? Oh, sorry, this is annoying. Right, I think the backup audio stopped. So 22 minutes and 46 seconds, 47, 48, 49. Anyway, I don't know how much of that got through. But anyway, the Brid ability is in a brown box there. That means that the spell itself is fire, and the brown box means that that's its original form. If you change the element, the element of the spells also change as well. And if it's not in its original form, it becomes an isotope. And the issues with the isotopes is that they're slightly weaker and they don't level up. They don't level up as your familiar does. And usually it's indicated by the. It's also indicated by the prefix. If there's no prefix at all, that means fire and originally fire. Then you've got like near and neo for alternative fires, and then like waters is D something, so like D heal, D rock, and all that. And then you have like Dia and Dio for the isotope versions, and then for the wind ones it's low. So low down, low bind, low blind. What else is there? I don't know. But then they'll become like La blind and Lee blind. So for example, clowns, when we come across them, will have low down, which is a nasty little ability that will level you down. And like the fire and the water versions of those will only lower attack or defense individually. But also the different familiars, the different monsters, the different familiars. They've also got their own like unique traits and abilities that some can be carried over when you I mean, I don't have fusion yet because you need to have a second collar to have two familiars out at once. But you can fuse them, and they can transfer like traits and stuff. So CUNY, for example, it doesn't actually say. So sometimes I can go to command, and they'll have like these options here, and sometimes they'll have their individual like abilities. So there's one which is like the balloons that we've been seeing. What their ability is that they can take you up a floor. So you use their ability, and they'll grab you, and you'll just immediately go up to the next floor. A monster loop. Okay, so like this, for example, this monster loop. It shows you all the monsters. Just going to use it on the spot. It shows you the locations of all the monsters on the floor. So if I open up the map, you can see that's where they've all spawned. All those red dots. Just another. Oh no. Blame. Oh, a fire crystal. Fire crystals aren't too common. They summon a weird fire thing that just goes around and starts attacking stuff. And a water crystal just fully heals you. I don't know if it fully heals MP, I can't remember. But the wind crystals are the main ones because they get you out of the tower, and getting out of the tower is the only way you can keep your items. If you die in the tower, you lose all your items except for your familiars. So I'll lose my sword and my shield if I was to die, but CUNY would maintain all his levels. Considering that he wasn't hatched in the tower. Right, getting a bit lag. But CUNY has, for example, and again, the game doesn't actually say, oh, that's a frog trap. I rushed over it, so it didn't actually trigger. It turns you into a frog. Means you can't do anything for a while. But yeah, the like a trait of CUNY's here is that he's unbrainwashable. So there's an enemy that will be coming up soon, on maybe the next floor, around 6 or 7, called Bloom, which is a flower. I think BLUME. And I mean, I've never liked blooms. I've always found them. Oh, hold on. 27 minutes and 46 seconds, 47 seconds, 48 seconds. I've never liked blooms. They can inflict like a brainwashing effect. It's like they use a pollen ability that will brainwash your familiars and they'll start attacking you. But CUNY's immune to it. It's just like a natural factor of just what CUNY is. Anyway, I don't know how you pronounce the name, but I've always like a Manoweva. That's how I've always pronounced it. These things are weird. Two things to do with them is that they can split. They can split when you hit them. They can split, so like more versions of them appear. But those versions are always level 1. What did I pick up there? An exit loop. Yeah, that shows you where the exit is. Do I know it? I know where the exit is, so I don't need to use it. They'll split up into level 1 versions of them. There is a sword that specifically has the property of not allowing that to happen, a vital sword. But it's such a small effect, I'm not really bothered about that anyway. But the vital sword is decent, just its stats is fine anyway. But the other thing they can do is that they can transform into things. So if you have one, you can transform it into another monster that it's next to. And on later floors, you'll find them where they have transformed into items. So anytime there's like 2 of an item on the floor, it becomes immediately suspicious. Yeah, see, there's another one there. But it's level... They are always level 1. They're never an issue. Yeah, you can only hold... You can only hold 20 items at once when you're in the tower. You can only enter with... You can only take 5 in with you, and you can only hold up to 5 when you're in. Right. Oh dear. Wooden wand. Terrible. But yeah, wands are more effective when you... Oh, there's an egg. Alright then. Now, do I have... Truth glasses? Wind seed, that turns things to wind, obviously. Dark grey egg. The name of the egg is just arbitrary. So as you can see, dark grey there. That's just a placeholder. I don't know what's in there currently. If I was to get some truth specs, I could identify it. Oh, come on, game. What you doing? Slow CD imagery detected, yeah. I mean, okay, so I can step on... As you can see, I didn't automatically back that up. If you hold circle to step on something, it will just do that. So I could, for example, at feet, choose copper and then have that in my inventory. And there it is. Just some copper coins in my inventory. And I can use them and nothing happens. So just pick them up and gain the money rather than have the coin in the inventory. I mean, the reason you'd want it in your inventory is that there is a familiar you can get which can heal by eating metal items. So you can give them like money and swords and all that. This is a very small floor. Only 4 rooms. Ah, U-boat. So U-boats, for example, if you've got a U-boat, they've got a scout ability where if you use that, it will map out the entire floor. But a lot of these abilities you don't actually know until you've actually got them yourself. But the abilities, like the active abilities that they use, they are unique to the monster that it is. So like only U-boats can do that. But sometimes there are... yeah, I don't want another wooden wand. I do want the first. But there are, like, properties, like passive properties. Like I said before, like, CUNY here is unbrainwashable. There are monsters with their own properties that you can... if you fuse them, you can, like... transfer a property from one onto another. They're getting a bit more powerful now. I mean, not these level 1 ones. Ah, yeah, and these U-boats as well, they can go underground as well. So that means they're always... They're guaranteed... When they do that, they're guaranteed the first hit. Yeah, you can do 12 damage to CUNY there. And CUNY leveled up. And this shield is an iron shield, and you are an Oleem. Ah, there's a bloom. Yeah. So if I had any of the familiars out, this thing could brainwash them and get them to start attacking me. So, for example, there is a like unbrainwashable is like a trait. There's one that can't be put to sleep. There's one that has double max attack. As in, it's interesting because the ones that have higher like double stat growths, the stats, because as you can see there, like attack 11 out of 11, defense 9 out of 9, and attack and max there. It's not like when they with those monsters, when they level up, their max goes up twice as fast. So you still have to find the items to recover it to get it back up to its potential max. For those ones. Right, and is that... okay, let's just go to the next floor. How are you doing, CUNY? 23 MP left. Okay, well, I'll need to heal you up soon. Yeah, that's the thing, like, MP doesn't naturally level up with the familiar, so if you hang around too long, then they won't get as much. Mirror Shield, okay. Well, at least I can sell that. Mirror Shield is pretty good. It basically the Mirror Shield is quite powerful. It doesn't have the effect of the Diamond Shield, where it still can be roasted, I believe, but the Mirror Shield reflects magic spells. So if someone, like if a flame did that flame attack at you, it would fire it back at them. Okay, well, I'm trying to run a little low here. Yeah, my HP is like getting in nearly into the 1 digit. Bloody bloom. When I first played this, I didn't understand I didn't grasp the... Oh. I didn't quite grasp the, okay, oh. I think it's time I just leave. I could use the fireball. I mean, I could go further and get some more, but I'm just gonna leave. Okay, wind crystal it is. Right, so I'm gonna find out what my what monster was in that egg. Right. Ah, see, the wooden wand was cursed, and so was the copper sword. Binding, fire, mahel, light. I keep the bitter fruit. That's a bloom. Alright. This is everything you'll be selling, right? Yes. Good morning, Nico. So, I'm gonna hatch my bloom. Now you might be looking at this thinking, well, there's only 4 spaces. You can hardly get anything here, and you'd be right. I'm gonna hatch the bloom egg. Yep. And then it'll be forever locked to this spot until I... Oh, look, that's going to activate the achievement for me getting a bloom. And... What was I saying? Yeah, so you might be looking at this... Look, there's my very own bloom. Yeah, you might be looking at this and thinking, well, there's only 4 spaces, and you're right. And the way that you get more is you have to buy more. So, tell you what. Are you heading up to the tower already? Yes. Okay, do I want to take 2 bitter fruits in with me? Maybe not. But I haven't got much, have I? A wind crystal? Thing is, you always need a wind crystal. So if you bring a wind crystal in with you, you'll always have that option open to you. But I wouldn't worry about it too much because they're pretty common. I don't really need a water ball. I actually found out, and there is an achievement for it on the retro achievements, but I actually found out that you can teach one of your familiars a spell from a ball if it has 10 charges by just giving the ball to it, and then it will learn the spell. I didn't know that for years, and that's often the case with this game as well. And part of the reason why I like it so much is that I learned stuff about it quite a lot. So like that, I just didn't know for ages. But yeah, I'd have to get some white sands to power that up. Also, I should point out that you can't actually use items whilst you are not in the tower. So if you like have a bunch of red sands and you want to power up a sword, you can't just use them. You can't just bring it out and then use them all on the sword. You would have to take them into the tower and then use them. And that's a bit tricky because if you want to, you could then like escape. You could say if you could bring like a sword, 3 red sands, and a wind crystal. Then you just go in, power up the sword, wind crystal, get out. But of course, that's going to use up the wind crystal to do that. But anyway, yeah, a lot of this game is like doing things for the residents around town. Like different stories will develop, and they'll start being more happier with you because you'll be doing things for them. Now, also something I should point out as well that I noticed when I was younger and I thought was brilliant was that the more you develop the town, the music changes. Like the town music changes, it adds more like instruments. Now I'm kind of lost because I don't know exactly where the carpenter is. Oh, there it is. Alright. And there's Fawn, our town comedian. Oh, look, here's Gosh. Finally, they've decided to rebuild that wrecked up house that was ruining the scenery of the city. Okay, don't know what house he's talking about there. Right, let's give you some work to do. Right, so currently, at the start, I mean, you can get more options later on. You can talk to or townsfolk, and they'll say like, I could really do with this. This would really help me, and then the option becomes available in here. But at the start, you've only got the house and the hut. The hut is the monster hut, so it increases it in size, and there's several different like stages. And expand is the house, and it gives you a bigger house. So there's 3 houses you can get, 3 stages to the house. I'm still at the first because I'm still at the start of the game. And that increases how much stuff you can keep in your safe, and the hut size is how many monsters you can keep in your, like how many familiars you can keep. Yeah, 4000 G. Yeah, so basically, when you're just going to build something, what all you need to do is, I mean, the way that the story advances in this game is like you talk to people, they say things, and then you go into the tower, and then when you come out, things have advanced to the next stage. So our monster hut is only as you can see, it's only got 4 spaces, but then when I come back from the tower, it will have 9. And you can get it up to about 81 spaces or so. Like, it goes up in square numbers. Yeah, I think it's about that much. But yeah. So, like, next time I go in, I'll give... I mean, do I really want to take both bitter fruits in? I don't know. I mean, I suppose that's fine. One for raising MP, the other for healing MP. Which, by the way, is just a thing the game never tells you. There's just so much like weird little things the game doesn't tell you. It's strange. But yeah, that's going to be it. This is a little foray, I suppose, into my favourite game of all time. Foray, is that the right word to use? I don't know. Either way, that's going to be it for today. So, thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye!